So first of all, very good morning to all those who have joined now. We'll be quickly closing the chat box. If in case anything isn't there, please message me out. So without wasting much time, let us proceed further. We were discussing about HTML tags, and now today what we are going to learn is one of the very good animative type of tag. Animative tag is marquee. Marquee in English means it's like in earlier days there used to be tent houses. So people used to stay in tents and they used to have a gathering and they used to live in a community. One of the community's head used to have a bigger tent in which all the members used to gather for making any decisions. That big tent was called as marquee in normal sense. So marquee over here in HTML means those type of contents which are very important, which are of significance, a role to be played in the entire web page are to be kept in this marquee tag. So again, I'm telling it, marquee was in the earlier days a bigger tent in the whole community where all the community members used to gather and make certain decisions. So that was the place of importance. Same way over here in the web page, those type of things which are very important for us, those which require high concentration, high level of attraction will be kept in marquee. This marquee will try to make it animated, will be trying to make it look somewhat different from a static text. That animation effect is brought with the help of marquee tag. So we'll come back to this slide once again once we see the example. So let's have a look on to the output. Here in this output in the first screen script, what I have kept is there is one text which this text will scroll from right to left. So it is coming right and it is going towards scrolling towards the left. Whereas the below line, this text will scroll from bottom to top. So this text is going from bottom to top. And there is one box made over here and there is a text over here which is written as this text will bounce. Bounce in the sense it will jump from one location to another location. So in the second one, just to replicate how this bouncing and what will be the nature of that particular thing. As I said, this scrolling, first line scrolling is from right to left and the second line scrolling is from bottom to top. You can see over here the left, right to left is visible now, but the bottom to top is not yet visible because it has not yet started. It takes some time for it to start. Whereas the jumping text, the bouncing text has moved from this location to this location now. So how do we introduce? It's very simple. It's not typical. We know that every HTML page, every HTML program will start with a script called as HTML, and within the HTML we will have head and body. So I have closed my head with a simple title inside it. The title of the page can be anything. Whatever I keep the title over here will be put it into the tabs. Will be the names of the tabs so that we can see the name of the tab and get to know what is the page made for. So that's very simple. Head. Now coming in the body, since this is a displayable matter, this displayable matter should be kept in the body tag only. So I have got a marquee tag. Do remember marquee. This spelling is very critical. It's very important to write in the exact spelling. MARQUEE. This marquee is a simple tag. Just like others, it has got the opening tag and a corresponding closing tag. So I have not written anything, any attribute for this opening tag. You know that we can attach certain attributes to modify how this tags works. So for this one, I have not kept any type of attribute. So that means by default, this marquee is going to make the text wherever it is introduced to move or scroll from right to left. This is its default property. But if I want to modify it, I can modify it also. So as we know that this text is moving not from right to left, it is moving from bottom to top. What I have to do for its modification is to write marquee, the same opening tag, space. Now I'm not moving from right to left, I am going to move from bottom to top. So direction is upwards. So I have to write direction equal to in double quotes. This will make the text, whatever we are writing here, whatever is the data that we are writing here, to move from bottom to top. Same way, I want one more which should have a box type of layout and it should bounce. It is not moving from up to bottom to up. You can see the place, orientation place over here. It's very close to the right border. But here if you see, it's a distant apart from the right border. It's because this text is not going from directly from bottom to up in this way. It's going jumping somewhere here, somewhere there, sometimes here, sometimes colliding here, and moving like this, like a ball that jumps out. Is breaking, can't able to understand. Saiteja, okay. Is it the matter with everyone? Is it the case with everyone? Is my voice breaking too much? Two said no, one said yes. Okay, ma, no, at my end, there is no problem. But since we are very distant apart, we need to just adjust with this particular nature of online classes. That's why whatever classes I am taking, I am keeping on the YouTube also for your future reference. If you have got any discomfort listening to the class, please make sure that you are going through the online video, because on the online video, whatever I am going to speak will not be requiring for the recording of it, will not be requiring the internet connectivity. So my voice will be clear in that case. So just please tolerate and try to be along with me. Okay, I will try my level best to keep all the things up to date. Is it fine for everyone? Okay, thank you. So we were trying to have this type of box to be created, and in this box, the text should be jumping from one corner to another corner or randomly. To have that thing to be done, what we will be doing is we'll be making use of marquee tag again, but here the direction will be downwards because it will start from here and move downwards. So the direction of flow is downwards, and to create the box nature, the area in which this particular text should make a jumping nature, we are writing width is equal to 250. That means this width is 250 and height of the box is 200. Height of the box is 200. Once we have created this area with span within which this particular marquee text will be jumping, bouncing, then we will be writing, it's not just moving downwards, it's alternating its nature. Sometimes upward, sometimes downward, sometimes right, sometimes left. So it's going to alternate its behavior. And to give a pretty look and feel to this particular box, to the spanning area, to the area within which this particular marquee is going to make an effect, we'll be giving a style to it. It's inline cascading style sheet. And in this inline cascading CSS, we are writing style equal to border colon solid. We are going to give a border to it and the border nature is solid nature. So uh, coming back again for this particular tag, let me revise it back. To create this marquee, what we require is we require this particular text to move from some starting position. So I am telling that it should start from top right, top left corner, and it should move downwards so that it becomes like a ball. If you want to make a bouncing of the ball, first you will be pulling the ball upwards, and then from up you will be pulling it downwards, pushing it down. That pushing it down will make the ball to automatically bounce up. Same way over here, the text is at the first top corner, and from there we are pushing it downwards. So the direction is becoming down. This direction is one of the attributes for our case. Now, once the direction is down, we need to say what is the span of this particular mark you within which that bouncing should happen. For example, when you're creating bouncing of ball, you will be putting a span of area within your range. For example, within the room or within a playground, something like that. So that spanning area, since I will be making use of the web page, my web page is going to be displayed at the maximum to the limit of my PC's monitor or to my laptop's monitor. I need to speak in terms of pixels. So this monitor is built up of small displayable particles called as pixels. So we need to write how many pixels wide that particular box should be, how many pixels from here to here that particular box should be, and then what should be the height of this particular box. And once we define the area, range of the area within which that particular marquee text is going to bounce, we have to also tell that this nature of moving downwards is not going to move always downwards. Once it reaches the maximum limit, it has to move upwards. And alternatively, it should move up, down, right, left, something like that. So I'm telling the behavior is alternate. Now, to give the visual look and feel, where exactly is the boundary area, we will be attaching it a solid border to it with the help of CSS, online CSS. Now, we have written the opening tag. From here till here is the opening marquee tag. Whatever text is to be written here, whatever is to be bounced here, will be kept down. Okay. Can you see this text will bounce? And here also I have included one more. Body, marquee, and closing of HTML. Try to move on for, actually, I opened it. Is this page visible to all? Screen is not visible. Is it visible now? Okay, thank you. Can you see that particular text moving from right to left? What's happening here? Is it still visible? Can you see this particular text moving from bottom to top? But it is moving as if it's just blinking. Actually, it is moving within its very limited in size. Its height is very low. If you want to just increase that particular movement progress, then we can increase the height and we can see how much it becomes. In this text, you can see it started from the left corner and it has moved to the it has started from the right corner and it is moving towards the left. Once it reaches the end of the left, it's again starting from right and again coming back. So usually when you browse the websites, you'll see some notifications, see some events being kept in that particular order. So this is what a marquee tag will introduce. So what I wanted to just share with you was how this marquee will make an effect on our web page. Now imagine tomorrow you want to create a gaming app, and in that gaming application you want to have some funny ball bouncing up. So how do you introduce that ball? Simple. Instead of this particular text, you have to write a dot which is a thicker in size and bigger in size. That's it. Or a O or a zero which is bigger in size and thicker in size. Or an asterisk which will also give a little weird nature of ball having lots of spikes. So whatever it may be, it's the functionality that we are concentrating on. So the simple point is the marquee is meant for making some highlighting effect. Marquee originally means in plain English, it means the place, the tent, central tent of the community where everyone gathers and makes a certain decision. And that particular place is of higher importance. Same way over here, whatever text is being kept in the web page in the marquee is of higher importance and need to be kept with lot of attraction. To introduce the attraction, we'll keep the animations. Animations in the sense the text may be flowing from left to right or right to left, or it may be moving from bottom to up or up to down, like that, or alternating in behavior. So I want to get back onto the PPT presentation. Um, no, is it PPT visible? Okay, good. So we have seen what is the marquee's effect, how the marquee will affecting our particular text. It's basically meant for introducing some type of animation effect or attraction to our some data which we want to keep, some information which we want to keep in the web page. So here, what I want to get back to the previous slide because we skipped it is we have seen there are certain attributes associated with marquee. These attributes are going to define the functionality of our marquee. So we have to learn them. So basically I have shown you how it practically works. Now we'll go with its theoretical nature. So let's get back to previous slide. Here I have kept all the details that you have to remember. First of all, is marquee. It's a HTML element used to insert a scrolling area of text. It's just a HTML element used to insert a scrolling area of text. Now, what this particular scrolling will have, it will have certain modifications to it based on certain attributes. Those attributes are of these many types. We have seen few of them, but there are a lot. First one is behavior. It sets how the text is scrolled within the marquee. And possible values are scroll, slide, and I will come back for all of them one after the other. But if nothing, if no value is specified, the default is scroll. Scroll means to move, scrolling from one location to another. It's scrolling. Okay. Now If I don't want to have a scrolling effect, means it will be not there, it will start coming, and once it has finished the window, it will again re-come back and it will start rotating again. That is called as scrolling. Slide means it will move from one location to another location, it will come back, to and fro type of nature. But here in this scroll, it was going from one location to the another location and then moving from the behind and again coming back. So this nature is scroll. Whereas slide, it will jump from one location to another location. That's all. Whereas alternate, it is going sometimes at right to left, sometimes left to right, sometimes top to bottom, from bottom to top. Whatever is alternating nature will be there. But the default behavior attribute value is scroll. Next type of attribute is BG color. We have set certain box. Now within that box, I want to give some background color to the box. It should look certain different from my web page. So to give the background color to the marquee, we can use BG color. But it was not so important as that of its functionality, that's why I have not included. But if you want to include, it's very simple. Just write BG color equal to whatever color you want to keep, you have to keep it in double quotes. Whether you are following the color coding of RGB, red, green, blue, or you are going with the direct color naming, red color, blue color, green color, yellow color, or black color, or pink color, some defined names. Or if you want to move to further shading effects, then you can use your hash codes. There are certain codes defined in the web industry, and you can use those codes to introduce that particular color. Now, direction will tell what should be the direction of the text flow. So, set is scrolling within the marquee. Now, possible values are from left or right or up or down. Scroll from left, start scrolling from left, or start scrolling from right, or start scrolling from up to, or start scrolling from down. If no value is specified, it will start from left. Okay. Height, it is going to tell how much should be the height of the box or the area of our marquee. H space, horizontal margin. Horizontal means it's this way, not the direction I'm talking about. If you talk about any rectangle, you have got length and height. This lengthwise is the horizontal. Anything which goes in the same surface as that of Earth's horizon is called as horizontal. But if something is going perpendicular to the Earth's surface, then it is called as vertical. So H space is horizontal margin within our text and the marquee. For example, imagine there is, imagine this is a box which is to be kept as a marquee area, and there is certain text over here. Now, if the text is exactly coinciding with that of our box, it will not appear good. If it is having some gap, some margin in gap, then it will look nice. This is H space, horizontal space from the remaining text or remaining content of our web page. This small gap, margin gap, is the horizontal space. Same way, we have got one more called as vertical space. Vertical space means it can be either from top to bottom or bottom to top. So this gapping between the other content and the marquee content is called as vertical space. Whereas this gap was called as horizontal, H space. So we have seen the H space. Now loop. Loop in the sense, Imagine uh, the text was, if you recollect the previous example, the text was starting from the right corner and it was moving to the left corner. And once it has moved till the left, it again restarted back and it came from the right and moved to the left. Again restarted, again moved. And it was continuing. It was in looping pattern. It was continuously looping inside. But that looping is introduced because of this particular attribute. Sets the number of times a marquee will scroll. If I want, not always, this text should entirely move, come and go, come and go, come and go, should always scroll. I don't like that. It should once come and go, like a flashing symbol. Then I can set that particular value also. So if no value is specified, the default value is -1. You know that if I say do the homework for 5 times, you will be surprised, though I'm not willing for it. But if I say do the homework for 2 times, you can understand that, okay, I am asking you to do something for 2 times. If I say do it for 5 times, you can say, okay, there is some number of times how much we have to do. But if someone says do the homework for -1 times, you'll get confused what is this -1 coming as, because that's not a count practically, though it's a numerical value, but it's not a count. So if you want an infinite loop, then -1. You have to just make the computer confused so that it does the work continuously. And that's why I usually say computer is just a stupid box. It's just an electronic device which we can play with, but provided we should know how to play with. Otherwise, it's going to give you certain type of screens and it will play with you. The games that nowadays generation people are playing, students are playing, are just what the computer is playing with you. You are not playing on the mobile. The mobile is playing with you. It's wasting your time. But if you are capable enough, if you are knowledgeable enough, you can make the computer to be involved in playing. So coming back again, if you want infinite time this scrolling effect should happen, then you have to keep the value as -1, which is by default. But if you want something unlimited number of times, then you have to mention that as loop equal to, in double quotes, whatever value you want to keep. Now scroll amount. Scroll amount is the it was, if you recollect the example, the scrolling was starting from the right and it was moving till the left corner, and only once the entire text is finished here, it's going to restart back again. Yes, do you recollect it back? Same way, suppose imagine I don't want to have that particular, if it goes to the left corner and it has finished, I before it starts on the right corner, I have the feeling that there is nothing in between. If you want it to repeatedly come one after the other, it should not have that much huge gap in between the ending and its starting. Then you have to say what is the scroll amount, and it sets the amount of scrolling at each interval in pixels. The default value is 6. Scroll delay, it was moving little fast, right? And if you consider, it was moving from right to left little fast, but it was not as fast as it was moving from bottom to up. The bottom to up was very fast because there was a scroll delay introduced over there. Sets the interval between each scroll amount in milliseconds. It's in milliseconds, be careful. The default value is 85 milliseconds. Any value lesser than 60, that means 1 by 60 seconds will be ignored because human eye cannot even recognize it out. Human beings are limited. It has been created by a creator which is unlimited. But human beings, since they are created, they are creation, they are limited. And the value 60 is used instead. Whatever you say less than 60, it's ignored and 60 will be considered. Unless a true 85 or 90 or 100 or something, true speed is specified. Now, true speed, हाँ, मैं okay, 1 minute. I'm in this. Boys and girls, I will be continuing the class later. I've got some work here. I will rejoin back. Okay, I'll send the links to you back again. Thank you. दोनों वर्क फ्रॉम होम से हैं तो कल आपको एक मिनट विजय कुमार फ्रॉम होम से एक मिनट मैं भी चेक कर ले रहा हूँ कौन कौन है होम से डालते बोले थे ना कि टीचिंग स्टाफ को फिर कहीं को डाले बैठ चेस पे बैठ कल्पना मैडम 26 को आएंगे वो लोग
उनको हम कॉल करे थे तो यहाँ पर है तो जो
ठीक है मेरे को दे दो ऑर्डर में रख लेता हूँ लेकिन उनको ये जरूरत तो नहीं है ना वहाँ पे टेम्परेरी मीटिंग
ये हमारे को रिसिप्ट होना
रिसिप्ट होना
और यहाँ से
फिर मैडम का क्या करेंगे मैं साइन करके दे दिए तो चल जाता
कुछ भी नहीं होता
कुछ भी नहीं होता ना
एक बार मैडम को कॉल कर लो
और विजय साहब का भी साइन करके दे दो
बोले तो उनका नाम लिख दो
जयचंद्रा रेड्डी साहब वहाँ ऊपर रहते हैं CN सेक्शन यहाँ से अभी आए ना वो डोर है ना वो डोर से लेफ्ट को आगे तो ये साइड है राइट को जाके गए तो स्ट्रेट सीढ़ियां जाते वो सीढ़ियां ऊपर चढ़ते सीढ़ियां चढ़ते के साथ ही सीधे हाथ पे फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे ही वो CN सेक्शन कम्युनिकेशन सेक्शन बोलते रहते तो एक मिनट मैं मैडम को कॉल करता हूँ
और अरुणा कुमारी से
वही CN सेक्शन में वेंकन्ना गौड़ साहब नहीं है यहाँ पे वेंकन्ना साहब नहीं है उनका ट्रांसफर हो गया Okay. From HMC, these members have